historic rain and storms as they move across the area, plus bring the latest on when you can expect wet weather throughout the week. And we take you around the country to places impacted by severe weather events over the Easter weekend and how they're beginning the cleanup process. And we're headed to the skies as we talk about the latest space happenings and how you can possibly catch the Lyrid meteor shower tonight.
Live on your side. First Alert Weather Extra starts right now.
And welcome into First Alert Weather Extra. Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt continuing to track those scattered storms out there. Let's go right to one of our live views. This is from Sanders Aviation. When you can see we had some rain earlier there at 70 degrees. It's certainly feeling more humid out there, and we're going to see more of these scattered storms. Look at the view from Reform. You can see just a very dark sky there. We've got some storms in the vicinity. Tuscaloosa, it's about to storm there. Look at that sky to the north. That's actually a shelf cloud that we can see approaching some of those heavier storms there north of the river. This is what we're seeing on the radar. And we go over to the view, you can see the storms are lining up right now approaching Tuscaloosa. Quite a bit of lightning in here. Also some heavy rain and lightning down into parts of Greene County. And the data is telling us all this could impact parts of Jefferson, Shelby, and Bibb counties, and even Walker County there. So stay alert over the next hour or two for these scattered storms. I know we got a lot of baseball games happening, a lot going on around the area, but there are some big lightning producers out there. So plan for possible delays. Certainly if you're heading out tonight, grab the umbrella. Right now, some of the heaviest rain that was around Huntington Place and County High and Tuscaloosa, impacting areas. Again, I mentioned north of the river, but some of this to the south here. This is trying to fill in there across Tuscaloosa. You can see over towards Havana Junction and down into where the old Epps Family Grocery was right there along Highway 69. You can see some of that heavier rain and lightning happening. Let's take it into East Alabama around Ohatchee and over towards Coosa River and a little pop-up cell not far from Glencoe. That's going to continue to the east. The showers and storms over East Alabama have settled down for now, but you can see all this. This is the forecast radar. This is that 60-minute advantage there showing you actually over the next 2 hours. We take it beyond 60 minutes, but notice next couple of hours some of those impacts. These storms that are moving through Tuscaloosa County could end up over northern Jefferson, also down into Tuscaloosa County. All that development we're seeing right now around Knoxville and Utah could impact us. So there's a lot of rain still on the way here, and I do see rain chances continuing through the overnight hours. Notice rain chances this week a bit more scattered into Wednesday and Thursday, and still tomorrow there will be some breaks during the day. However, the coverage is still quite heavy for the morning. Into the afternoon, we'll see a greater coverage early morning, afternoon, but Wednesday and Thursday, it's more limited to afternoon and evening, but very summer-like forecast mode, as you can tell as we move ahead. We start talking about these scattered storms, and not only that, it's certainly feeling a bit more humid out there, but no better time to scan the code right now that you see on your screen. To download the First Alert Weather app, you'll be able to stay up to date on not only the rain chances and what to expect as we head into the weekend, but you receive lightning alerts. Very important tool to have with all the outdoor events happening as we have this warmer weather to enjoy. So stay weather alert with the First Alert Weather app. It's free. Just scan the code. Meteorologist Megan Thomas joins us now with the Weather Extra look at those water levels and how the upcoming rain could potentially impact the cause and rise in some of our local waterways.
As we watch showers and thunderstorms move in from the north and west, I thought I'd look at some of the river levels. At this point, they're still fairly good. We don't have any action or minor flood stages, but it is something that we have to keep in mind as we head into the rest of this week. We're going to see the risk for scattered showers and thunderstorms tomorrow through Thursday. Isolated chance for a shower lingers Friday and into the weekend. Now, how much rain are we anticipating? It looks like most places will get around a ½ an inch, some upwards of an inch to maybe 2, and that again could cause those river levels to flood. So if you live in a flood-prone area, just be mindful of the week ahead. As far as rain goes for the entire month of April so far, we picked up 3¼ inches in Birmingham. The average by the end of the month sits right around 5. Tuscaloosa, 3.79 inches of rain for the month of April, and then average is right at 5 for Tuscaloosa. And of course, Anniston on the eastern half of the state, you've got 3.64 inches of rain coming in the month of April thus far, where you average around 4.43. So remember, we could be adding about a ½ an inch for many, but close to 1 inch to 2 inches of rain for some, specifically in West Alabama. We'll continue to keep you updated through the rest of the evening with the showers and thunderstorms.
And right now, taking you across the country now to the Midwest, where they saw powerful storms not just yesterday, but over the holiday weekend. Heavy rain, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts moved through Arkansas, Illinois, Missouri, and Oklahoma. The violent weather damaging at least 10 homes in Oklahoma and causing 3 fatalities, sadly. That was over the past couple days. Rescuers say they responded to at least a dozen calls for people trapped in their vehicles because of the rising water. Police and more calling the storm historical due to its impacts along many local roadways in that area. And in Texas, families in Hood County spending Easter Sunday assessing the damage caused by severe storms on Saturday. Brasida Holgan has more on that story.
You know, I didn't know what to expect coming back today, you know, when it's sunny and blue skies out. But, you know, it's even more devastating to look at today than it was last night.
This is what things looked like last night. Chad Hudecki says the storm rolled in around 9:30.
We had probably penny-sized hail, and it lasted about 2 minutes. I would say from beginning to end, the whole thing from the time we went into the safe spot lasted less than 10 minutes.
As emergency sirens were going off, Chad says his family quickly sought shelter.
We were in shelter and bunkered down with 2 dogs and, you know, five adults.
After the storm passed, Chad drove around. These are some of the images he took. As he checked on his neighbors, he came across this house.
I believe, you know, she rode the storm out last night. I came by just to make sure everybody was okay. And, you know, she was walking with a firefighter and seemed to be in good health.
In the 3 years Chad has lived in Hood County, he says this is the closest they've been to a tornado.
That if you get a warning that you should seek that shelter, because you just never know. That's the scary part about tornadoes, where hurricanes, you have time to prep, where, you know, in the case for tornadoes, you definitely don't.
As cleanup efforts begin, Chad says it's nice to see the community show up for one another.
The amount of community support has been amazing to see as well. So, you know, tragic, you know, to say the least. You know, we all come together and hopefully we'll take care of the families that are affected.
A lot of severe weather over the past couple of days. You can see all the storm reports. Now, this is from just yesterday, but you see the tornado reports in red. These are wind and hail reports. I was noticing that Saturday, 18 tornado reports across the country, 107 wind reports. And looking at yesterday's reports, we ended up with 13 tornado reports, 75 wind reports, wind damage reports, according to the Storm Prediction Center. But of course, widespread impacts, all that risk area that we were showing you last week. You can see back to the north and west, and some interesting video here to check out. This was a dust cloud that was swirling away in Big Sandy, Montana, not Big Sandy in Alabama, but this was caught the attention, of course, of this driver as he passed by, which is what we call a landspout that was starting to form in that area. Landspouts are like a type of tornado that doesn't occur from supercell storms, but that wind shear that you see with the temperature differentiations and along boundaries. That's where you have winds that converge. It can cause that rotation to set up there, and they are a land equivalent of what we would say water spouts. So you've heard of water spouts before, but very interesting observation. Sometimes, you know, we see those things, and that's one of the, we have to learn how to identify between water spout, land spout, and tornadoes a lot of times when we're reporting in, especially for storm spotter identification courses. So that becomes a big topic there. But hey, in 30 seconds, we're going to continue to track those showers as they move across central Alabama and take you above the clouds to tonight's meteor shower. Will we be able to see the Lyrid meteor shower? We'll let you know. And welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt tracking some strong thunderstorms right now. A lot of lightning with this one in northern Tuscaloosa County. This is right around Coker and Buell, areas north, Lake Lurleen, Huntington Place Elementary, Huntington Place area. really coming down, but you need to be indoors here. You need to be off the lake. You don't want to be on Lake Tuscaloosa, certainly at a time like this. We're seeing 154 lightning strikes over the past 15 to 30 minutes. So it is popping out there in Tuscaloosa. Also south of Tuscaloosa, some strong storms around Union, Utah, back into northern Hale County. All of this is lifting to the northeast. So if I back the view out just to show you here, some of this could end up into central areas over the next couple of hours. So just stay alert this evening. East Alabama later tonight, possibility of some more rain as all this kind of continues to track in towards the north. And also want to show you the cloud forecast here, because when you look at this, we'll go over to the infrared satellite. There's a lot of clouds out there with these showers and storms. Hopefully we catch some breaks this evening, because right now we're going to take you above the atmosphere with meteorologist Matt Daniel, who speaks with our friends at Earth Sky about a meteor shower happening tonight. It's a Lyrid meteor shower and, of course, other happenings in the night sky this week.
Joining us this evening is Earth Sky, Deborah Bird, once again talking to us about the night sky. Thanks for coming in and talking to us this evening.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
And one thing that's happening this evening is a meteor shower. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so it's the Lyrid meteor shower. It's going on tonight, the night of April 21st. It lasts through dawn on April 22nd, but there's going to be a moon in the way, and I understand you guys have a few clouds over there, so if there are clouds, you'll be able to see the meteors, because you might see a few flashes among the clouds.
So that's our luck. We got clouds. We're going to be dealing with some rain, so won't be able to see it. But there's some good news about it, because this isn't the greatest meteor shower, right?
It's not. No, it's just, this is like the practice meteor shower that happens before all the great meteor showers come. So if you miss this one, hey, there's lots more coming up.
So ideally, if we had a clear sky, what would we typically expect with this?
I mean, you could see maybe 20 meteors an hour. So you might see one every few minutes. But the cool thing about the Lyrids is that it's known to produce a lot of bright fireballs. So fireballs are just very bright meteors. And that's a lot of fun to see those. So, I mean, you know, I've had meteor showers where I was like lying out on a lawn chair, die-hard meteor watcher underneath the semi-cloudy sky. And it's, wow, it's really great to see a fireball come flashing through some hole in the clouds there. So there's always hope.
Oh, there is. And there's more to come, you said. This is just the beginning. We'll have several more meteor showers throughout this year, right?
There's a meteor drought at the beginning of every year where we don't have any major meteor showers for several months, but we're going to have a major meteor shower every month, nearly every month, between now and the end of the year. So all the good meteor showers are coming up.
So you know what, we're okay. We'll have clouds and rain for the weakest meteor shower, and then when we get later in the year, we'll have better opportunities. So we'll take that, right? You're
getting the clouds and rain out of the way.
Yeah, we'll just knock it out of the way now, and then we'll be fine later, right? The other thing, so let's say we can't see this meteor shower, but we can still look at the night sky and see maybe a couple of planets. Tell us about that.
Well, there are two planets in the evening sky. That's Jupiter and Mars. Jupiter's the brightest one up there. Mars is not as bright as Jupiter, but it's very red. Both of them are located along the same path that the sun travels during the day. So that's the evening sky. But the real fun thing is going on in the morning sky, and that's the planet Venus. So Venus is low, very low in the east before dawn now, but it's super, super bright. So, you know, it's coming up to its greatest brilliancy at the end of this month. And it's just a lot of fun to see it, and very easy to see. Anytime that eastern sky clears up, just look low in the sky and you cannot miss it.
All right, so Venus early in the morning hours, right?
In the east, same direction that the sun comes up.
All right, we'll be looking forward to that. Maybe we'll catch it later on this weekend. We're in a kind of a wet, cloudy pattern, so I'm hoping we'll have those opportunities going into the weekend, maybe early next week. We'll see what happens with that. But thank you so much, Deborah.
You are so welcome.
And is there anything else you want to let us know about Earth Sky in case anyone's interested in the night sky?
Well, I would love for you all to come over to earthsky.org and visit us over there, or on YouTube, Earth Sky on YouTube. We'd love to have you come see us in either place or both.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much again, Deborah.
Thank you, Matt.
Don't go anywhere. I have the latest on those storms impacting the area, and we're going to be talking more about resiliency across central Alabama as one church continues the cleanup process after last month's storms. We'll be right back with more First Alert Weather Extra. And welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt at this time seeing some mean storms right now moving into the Tuscaloosa area. It is pouring right now around Lake Tuscaloosa at this time. We take you in that view there from the river again. I was noticing some frequent lightning. Let's go back over to that view. You can see very low, ominous looking clouds, just what we call scud clouds. And a lot of times before these storms that you see this time of year, and especially during the summer, you'll get that leading edge, that shelf cloud. Very low base cloud, but this is a non-severe storm at the moment, but it is on the stronger end. We are seeing quite a bit of lightning, so you need to be indoors there. Temperature now at 78 degrees in Tuscaloosa. We have a storm reported. You can see that lightning. It is popping at this time. So First Alert Tuscaloosa for a strong storm, frequent lightning. This is now moving into the city, 78 degrees, and we have a dew point of 67. Here in Birmingham, we had storms north of the city. Right now we're at 76 degrees, but let's keep a watch on a lot of this weather back into Tuscaloosa County, especially here around Bessemer, Hueytown, and Jasper. Let's keep an eye on some of those storms that may try to work into Jefferson and Shelby counties. East Alabama, we had some storms earlier. This is the view from Coldwater Mountain, and you can see in the distance there a little bit of maybe a little bit of fog there perhaps where we had some of those passing showers earlier. 80 degrees right now, winds west at 5 miles per hour. We're going to see some more development later on tonight. It's still warm, it's sticky here in East Alabama, and we'll see some development. But that storm that's causing all the lightning that's approaching, you can see there's Northport, that intense lightning. You go north, you get around Huntington Place Elementary School, Huntington Place area, further north towards Holiday Shores, and basically all along Lake Tuscaloosa out towards the North River Yacht Club. You need to be indoors. You can see North Valley Acres, 6:56 the arrival time on this, so it's on our doorstep. Certainly close enough where you need to be inside for that threat of lightning, but you can see how there's a lot of rain in here and storms all from Mountville back in towards Utah, and all this is going to continue to surge towards the north. So some of this could wind up in Walker, Coleman County, Jefferson, Shelby, Bibb counties, and eventually make its way into East Alabama and perhaps clipping the northern part of Chilton County. There is a little development happening around Smith Lake and Black Pond. I know earlier we had some development, some storms that moved through. So this is going to continue off and on through tonight. We have this wave that's going to be pushing to the north. If we look at the next couple of hours, this is the 60-minute advantage data that we have, and this is showing by 8:30 to 9 o'clock some of that heavier rain impacting along the 65 corridor. So some overnight rumbles, certainly a possibility with this as it moves to the north and east. And we're going to do this again tomorrow. It looks like we have that wave you can see passes through. The model's doing a good job with that, by the way. 5 o'clock in the morning, we start to see some more development, and as we heat up, we'll see that continue to work its way southward. Notice this during the day and into the afternoon. So tomorrow, plan for the possibility of some storms at times. Where you are, it may happen for you a bit later in the day, but it looks like every location will have a decent chance during the day, in the morning, and if not the morning, the afternoon. So a good coverage tomorrow, more isolated to spotty as we go into the end of the week. Let's jump right over to the 10-day forecast here and just show you rain chances. You can see around 30 to 40%. Not a washout for Talladega weekend coming up Saturday into Sunday, but a very summer-like feel to this forecast. As you can see, highs in mid-80s, even beyond the 7-day. The 10-day showing next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, highs in the mid to upper 80s. Big warm-up on the way, but great weather to get that garden going because we do have some rain in the forecast. But right now in Shelby County, Calera Baptist Church suffering significant damage after that EF1 tornado struck parts of the county back in March. The pastor saying this Easter came with unexpected blessings because of it. Your reporter right now, Brady Talbert, is on your side as
Although Easter service looks a little different this year, Pastor Jason Jarvis says his congregation's mission remains the same.
No matter where we're meeting, we're joining together to celebrate Jesus.
Church members are temporarily worshiping in the auditorium here at Calera High School. This comes after an EF1 tornado left a large hole in their roof and their sanctuary was flooded. But that's not stopping them from coming together on Easter, even if they had to bring trailers worth of supplies here to pull it off.
It's actually been a special time of unity for us to be reminded that we are here to worship and that the church building, it being damaged, is not going to slow us down on doing what we're here to do, and that is to glorify God.
Right now, they are in the process of working with their insurance company and contractors to figure out next steps. Although they may never fully understand why the tornado damaged their building, they have faith it will work out for the better.
Well, sometimes we wonder why things happen, and a lot of times we never know the true reason why, but God uses those to glorify Himself and also to build His church. And so even while we're facing these challenges, we've seen God work in so many ways.
The pastor says one unexpected blessing is the size of this high school building. This Easter, the entire church worshiping in the same room at the same time on a holiday that traditionally sees larger crowds.
When we're in our other building or our normal building, we have 2 services because of the size, especially of Easter Sunday morning. And so today we'll be together in one service. And so it's an exciting time for us together, even though we're meeting in the high school.
We thank you for a building to gather and worship in.
But they say they aren't dependent on this building. Instead, their belief in something more.
God's going to complete what He has started, and God has started something in this congregation, and He has blessed us, and we trust that He's going to continue to do that.
All right, some weather photos. Mandy Campbell sharing a lovely Easter sunrise in East Alabama. Thomas sharing this Easter sunset in Mountain Woods. And Twitter user Randy Cash sharing some lovely clouds, a lovely view. Thomas was in Hayden there. This view comes from Oak Mountain down in the Chelsea area, and those are what we call mare's tail clouds. Those happened last week. And in Oxford, Lynn Burrell sharing a lovely sunset there at Easter Sunday from Oxford, Alabama. And Chet Walker sharing a view from Bolagie, Alabama. So great to hear from Chet there and sharing those photos on the First Alert Weather app. We greatly appreciate all of you sharing your weather reports and your weather photos. But we are tracking storms right now, over 650 lightning strikes over the past 15 minutes in West Alabama. So stay alert for lightning. We'll keep you posted. More updates at 9.